Welcome back to Christian's Colloquy. I'm Christian, and I'm so glad that you could join me again this week. Instead of giving you another normal episode or another interview, today I'm going to briefly give you a channel update. But before getting into that channel update, I want to first start with a thank you. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of this channel. Whether you've just been watching, if you've liked the videos, if you've subscribed, if you've shared, if you've left a comment, thank you so much. Those have all been wonderful sources of encouragement to me. Not only am I glad that I'm making content that you're enjoying, that you're able to dig into and dig deeper into, I'm so glad that this is content that you've thought has been worth sharing, has been worth liking. That not only encourages me to keep making content, but it has also led to me having some wonderful discussions with you, my viewers. Whether it's on Discord servers, or on Reddit, or on Facebook, or in, not face-to-face conversations, but conversations over Zoom and Skype and Google Hangouts, I'm so glad that this has truly become a community. Back when I started this channel in April at the start of the COVID-19 crisis, I had no idea what this would look like. I would have no idea if the channel would take off, if I would keep making videos, but it has been my great joy and sort of a surprise that this channel has really grown. I've over 85 subscribers now, over 1,000 hits on my videos, and that is again a tremendous source of encouragement, not only for me making these videos, but also for me in knowing that people are interested in church history, interested in what I have to say about church history, and interested in all these wonderful people of the past we've been talking about. So, to you, my viewer, you watching right now, thank you, thank you, thank you. This channel would not be what it is now if it were not for you. With that said, today, I now have to give a bit of a channel update. And that channel update first needs to start with a bit of a life update. As hopefully most of you will know, whether you're watching it as this comes out or looking at the date when this comes out, it is the end of August 2020, now becoming September. And September, for myself and for a lot of other people, means a lot of changes. It's a new school year. As many of you are aware, when I started this channel back in April, I was finishing up seminary with the intention of beginning PhD studies. And now that it's almost September, those PhD studies are about to begin. I finished up last semester at Heritage Theological Seminary, and I'm now beginning my PhD studies in church history at Wycliffe College at the University of Toronto. And with this new program, with this new school, that's going to bring a lot of changes in my life, and particularly a lot more work into my life. To give you a bit of an idea of the changes that have already taken place, back in June I had to step down from my church's role as the youth leader there. And while I loved being youth leader, it was a great part of my life for the past 3 years, I did that with the acknowledgement that a PhD is just an entirely different thing from my MDiv. While the MDiv that I did at Heritage was rigorous, I had to do a lot of reading, a lot of writing. With the PhD, I know that that will only increase. That will be a lot more reading, a lot more writing, a lot more homework, a lot more papers, a lot harder tests. So I'm going in and making a lot of changes that will allow me to have the time to get all that work done and get it done well. With that said, this channel will also be affected. Over the summer, while I had a lot more time at home thanks to COVID-19, I was able to produce weekly videos with a lot of biographical sketches and a lot of insights into different works. And while I loved doing that, a lot of work went in behind those scenes. For some of the figures, while I knew about them from my previous studies in church history, whether it was during my undergrad studying history at the University of Toronto or through church history classes at Heritage during my MDiv, I had an idea about a lot of those figures. But for a lot of different ones, I was new to this person in church history. I might have heard the name, but I didn't know a lot about them. So for most weeks, preparing episodes for this channel, I was actually reading books, listening to lectures throughout the week, getting to know these figures, understanding them, also that I might share them with you briefly through those episodes. That was great. I loved that. Not only was it edifying to a lot of my viewers, as I've been told, but it was also deeply edifying to me. I loved reading those works. It was not a burden. It was actually a very good use of time. But now with the PhD starting, that's something I can no longer do. While I love doing those biographical episodes, diving into works, those probably won't be something that I'm able to maintain during the week-to-week rhythm of my life. So that said, here's the plan for the future. While I can no longer commit to weekly episodes, I still hope to have frequent uploads on this channel. If it's not every week, maybe every other week, or maybe every few weeks, I hope to be giving you something from this channel to be thinking about, to be studying, and to hopefully be appreciating as you grow in your understanding of Christian life and church history. So, what will those uploads look like? So, to give you an idea, I have 3 general sort of themes and formats that I'm hoping to be working with. First of all, I hope to have some short but hopefully detailed hymn studies. Maybe an episode on this channel going forward will be introducing great hymns of the past and briefly discussing them. That's something we've already begun to do on this channel, but instead of having a longer biographical sketch of the author, I'll instead look at authors we've already introduced or haven't discussed, but instead just dive straight into him. Read the hymn, discuss what it says, where it comes from in the Christian faith or the Christian scriptures, and then talk a little bit about the application. Not only will I enjoy that, I think a lot of you will enjoy that, as many of you, as I've heard again, are deeply interested in Christian hymns and evangelical hymnody and would love hearing more about the great hymns of the past that aren't often sung today. So that's the first thing, more discussion of hymns, poetry, and maybe some devotional works. The second thing I want to be doing is sharing resources. Some of the feedback I received from people, some of the questions I've gotten have a lot to do with resources. You hear me mention a person, hear me mention a theological topic or a specific event in history or church history, and you want to learn more about those things. And I'm happy to give you resources where you can learn more about them. I have a lot of books behind me. Most of them aren't just for show, and I can hopefully recommend you some resources that will help you check out more of these figures, learn more different figures, or understand events and theological points better. So some episodes might be me each week addressing a specific theological topic or event by sharing 3 to 5 books or articles or podcasts that I think have really helped me understand them or at least appreciate their significance. The third thing that I want to be doing in the future is directly addressing some of your questions. Over the course of this channel, I've gotten a lot of questions from various people on different people I've covered, different events I've mentioned, and different theological points. And while I would love and will be recommending resources, some of them I think it's appropriate where I give you directly my answer to some of these questions. So maybe for some of these episodes, I will be taking a question I've gotten, or maybe you have some right now you want to leave below, and I will give you my best answer at what I think the solution might be, or what I think the response to the challenge might be. So if you have any questions about church history, especially Baptist, Evangelical, and Reformed church history, leave them down below. Reach out to me, whether it's on Discord, Reddit, or Facebook, and let me know what you're thinking, and maybe I can give you my answers. With all 3 of these things, whether it's the hymn study, it's the recommending resources, or it's me answering questions, I hope that those uploads will be frequent, but also when it comes to time, maybe 5 to 10 to 15 minutes each week or every time I upload of me discussing these things. So shorter episodes, but hopefully still giving you that church history content that you've come to appreciate from this channel. In addition to those new regular sort of formats, I also have a couple of bigger things I'm working on for this channel. First thing is, and this comes from a viewer suggesting it, a dear friend of mine who I often speak to on a Discord server, are some deeper studies into very big figures in church history. This might be something that I do whether it's on reading week or during Christmas break or sometime when I have a lot more time on my hands, is going back to those sort of biographical sketch format episodes, but instead maybe doing a 2 or 3 part series on some of those very big, very influential figures. One that I had suggested by the same person who came up with this idea is doing a 2-part series on Charles Spurgeon. Definitely something I would love to do, a very influential pastor in Baptist history. Other figures that I've got recommended or I think I should be doing are those such as John Gill and Andrew Fuller, 2 massive figures, 2 titans of the Baptist tradition. So those will be things that won't be happening each week, but instead look for them at reading week or Christmas time when I'll come out with 2-part series, 3-part series on some of those big figures in church history. The final thing that I'd like to do, and I'm still working on and already have some things in the work, are having some panels. Interviews have been a part of this channel. I really love them, hope to do more, but I would also like to have panels where instead of just me interviewing one person, I would have 2 or maybe 3 others with me, and we discuss a theological topic, an event in church history, or just how we understand an aspect of church history. So those will be things where I bring on other people, and hopefully people from different backgrounds, whether it's age, ethnicities, or theological traditions, to all come around and discuss an important aspect of church history or how we might appreciate church history. So that's the update. How do I sum it up? I'm starting a PhD. I can't do the weekly biographical episodes anymore, so instead I'm going to hopefully frequently upload episodes, no promises, and those will be shorter episodes on various different topics and various different formats that will hopefully still give you the church history content you've come to expect from Christians Colloquy. That's it for me. That's it for this update. I hope that it gives you an idea of what to expect, and I hope that you will continue to join me on Christians Colloquy, interact with me in the comments, interact with me on other social media platforms, so that this can again truly be a colloquy, truly be a dialogue on church history. That's it though. I will see you next time here on Christians Colloquy. Take care.